Hello, my friends. I have a book review today from a book that I haven't even finished yet. I wanted to talk about it because it's already doing so many good things for me that I just cannot be silent about it. I have to share it with the world. And the book is The Power of Wow! Just kidding. It's The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Hi, my name is Juliet and welcome to my space. A few videos ago, I don't remember in which video it was. What was I wearing? I think it was either the influence of the past, where I talked about that, yes, or I don't know what it's called, but I talked about focusing on what is instead of what was. I was really looking for an answer to escape my mind. But the first kind of rule that you learn, that someone learns when they are spiritually awakening, is that there's no escape from this. You have movies like The Matrix, where they literally escape from the Matrix. And on planet Earth, you realize that there is no escaping the Matrix because we're here for a reason. We chose to be here. But I was really looking for a way to escape my own mind, because we all have those negative thought loops where we get stuck in, whether you're conscious of it or not, where you don't really want to think it, but it kind of just happens to you, and you react to the thought saying, I don't want to think this. If you catch yourself, or you say, well, that's not true, at least that's what I did. And we all have our own negative thoughts and associations with all kinds, sorts of things, people that we're irritated by, you name it. But it can get really, really, really exhausting when you're conscious of it and when you feel like there's no escaping from it. It can really drain someone. Thinking actually requires a lot of energy, or at least the thoughts, they kind of drain you. And that is what The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle talks about. Look how many bookmarks I've already put in this book, because there's just so much. Well, actually I wanted to do it from the beginning, but I lost them, so there probably would be a lot more if I had found this. Oh, and I am reading 10 pages. I started reading 10 pages a day, and that kind of propelled into, okay, I'm reading a lot more now. So I'm really glad I did that. So tip for you, if you want to start reading again and you have a lot of books but you don't read, or you think you don't have the time to, which I always thought I didn't have the time to, but that's bull. Start reading 5 or 10 pages a day and you will naturally read more. So that's what I did. We all know that you have to be in the now. We all know that the present moment literally feels the best, because there's no worrying about the future or being sad about things in the past. There's just this beautiful present moment. What's great about this book is that it's a AMA. We talked about this book already in our podcast. Go check us out. We're called the Curious'Aquarians, and we did a whole episode about self-help books. And my friend Chris, she already read this book, and she talked about this book, how it was an AMA, Ask Me Anything, which I hadn't heard of before. It's really handy that it comes in that format, because when you read a book, a self-help book, there arise a lot of questions, and literally you have all of them answered in this book, so that's really nice. This book is also a really practical book, because the things that he talks about, he wants you to apply to your life immediately. You have these little symbols, that little symbol right there. He wants you to stop reading and be in the present moment when you come across that symbol, which is a really good thing to put in a book, because in order to adopt another mindset, you have to stop the momentum of the previous mindset. So if you give your thoughts no attention anymore, if you don't react to them, if you don't give them any emotional response, but you just observe them, they will eventually lose their momentum and you will adopt a new mindset. Now, this book goes a little deeper than just adopting a new mindset. It's almost as if you have to completely lose your false pain body identity that you have been building up for your entire life, no matter what age you are now. And believe me, it's really tough. It's a really hard thing to do. There are some people, which he mentioned also in his book, that completely and immediately stop being who they were, and they start becoming the now and being in the present, the actual you that you are, not the negative thoughts, which also really important distinction that he makes in the book. You do not think, but they happen to you. It's kind of like being addicted to negative thoughts. It just has more momentum, but that doesn't mean that that person is you, or that weird negative thought loop, the weird negative thinking. It isn't you. But the ego will always find a way to protect itself. It will always find a way to fight. And it will try to come back. And it will try to create emotional responses to things. And when you're finally feeling good, it will strike back. I'm not one of those people who immediately adopted this new mindset. It became present in the eternal now in every single moment. But let me tell you that the past few days, or when did I start reading this book? I think either Thursday or last Friday. It is now Tuesday. It is now Tuesday. But it is now Tuesday. I started reading Friday or Thursday. And I think this has been one of the most profound few days that I've experienced. I have in the past experienced a lot of what you call now moments, looking at nature. We don't really have a lot of nature where I live. I'm not blessed to be living in a beautiful national reserve or something. But when I look at a tree, I actually become really in the now and in the present moment. And I can actually enjoy it a lot more than a normal person, than another person would. I can actually be like, wow, feeling like I'm connecting with the tree somehow. So I had that in the past, but these last couple of days were really profound and really new and more intense than I have ever experienced. And if a book, or me, but a book can facilitate that in such a short period of time, then I'm so excited to what the future brings. Because I had this question, like, what do I do with this incessant thinking all the time? It was so annoying, and it made me so tired. And I came to a point where I was like, I'm so fed up with who I am. I'm so fed up with what I'm thinking, because I don't want this to be me. I'm not a mean person. I'm not jealous. I don't want to be all of these thoughts. And guess what? I am not, because who I am is different from the thoughts that I'm thinking. The thoughts that I'm thinking, I'm not even thinking. They just happen to me. And when you make that distinction, it is so powerful that you have no other choice but to become that new old you. The you that is eternal. The you that you can feel through your inner body. He has a lot of meditations in it too, he talks about how you can get yourself back through feeling your body, through literally focusing upon your body, on your feet, your legs, your mind. And if you do that for long enough without being interrupted, you can actually feel who you are, and you can feel the nothingness, really, but in that case also the everythingness. Because you're nothing, you're everything at the same time. You're not this physical body. You're from literal energy and light. Everything around you is energy that vibrates really fast. It vibrates so fast. That's because it appears as solid. But there's just so much more to life than just your physical, what you can perceive with your physical senses. And I kind of felt like I was living in some sort of prison of my mind. All suffering is self-suffering or self-made suffering. It's not real. If you're shown contrast, negative situations, that's contrast, and your body has an emotional response to that, that's not you having that emotional response, that's your body. You're so much more than your body. But it is through your body that you can actually find out who you are. And also a lot of perks come with it, because it talks about how when you focus on your body, you can strengthen your immune system. And that just basically means because you're not thinking negative thoughts all the time. You're putting yourself in a position where you're poisoning your own body with negative self-talk. So if I were to put this in a few tips, I would say first you become aware of your thoughts. If you have done that, great. Good step. I actually was stuck in this step for a long time, because the second step is to observe your thoughts. Do not give them any emotional response, not even positive response. Why? Because that promises a future that is not real, because you only have the now. There is no future. You will treat the now as a means, not an end. It's about really being present and enjoying every single moment, and by doing that it will all come to you. Those are actually the 2 steps. There are no more steps, and that's what's really nice about this book. It's so simple. You can do it everywhere. When you're waiting in a waiting room for the doctor, you can just focus on your body instead of being like, well,
how much time is he still gonna be?
Because doctors take a long time sometimes. They do. But yeah, it just simplifies a lot of things and a lot of questions that I had. It's the most difficult questions always have the simplest answers, and that's what I love about this life. Like, we make it so difficult for ourselves to feel good. Well, the only thing that we have to do is just feel good. There is no other like magical potion or something. It's just feeling good, and that's it. If you are stuck in your mind like I was, buy this book. I got it from like 10 euros. It's not expensive. It's not that big either. But wow, the power of wow. This is amazing, and I just wanted to share it with you. So thank you so much for watching, and if you made it this far, like and subscribe to my channel. Don't like to my channel, just like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.